And I came from Marshall to Kirkfield back in 91, 92, and 7. Came to Kirkfield, got a bit of trouble and stuff, And now I'm on my own income on itself with the night out system.
Yeah, so Ronnie mentioned he came in 91. I actually started in the field in 95, and I actually knew Ronnie. And at that time, Ronnie was really cool dude,
Yes,
really cool dude. He was working on being on his own. And then I left, and when I came back to the Kirksville area, which is in 2007, I met up with Ronnie again and started to work with him. And he was in an ISL with 24-hour care.
That's right.
And I kind of asked him, I was kind of wondered because when 95 to 97, when I was here, you were actually kind of working toward, you had your own apartment and everything.
Yeah.
And then he kind of talked to me and said, kind of what you're saying, that you got in some troubles and had to go back and get some more support. So we were working on goals. One of Ronnie's goals was to be on his own.
Yes, sir.
He wanted to be on his own and have his own apartment, have his own place to be more independent.
Get it? Yep. Get a job.
Yeah, get a job and everything. So at that time we was working and we had a little bit of a setback. Yeah, I had a little bit of a setback, and so he wasn't able to get the time and independence that he wanted. He went through several different roommates.
Man.
And in our settings, it's hard to do a one-person ISL, and so you had to have a roommate, or sometimes some people have to have multiple roommates in order to pay rent and do things like that. However, we just couldn't find a match, and as I looked at Ronnie and talked about things and was talking with his team and his guardian, yeah, I didn't feel it was right. I felt like, what else is out there can we do? So each window has like a little sensor. The best way to describe it, night owl service would be like a security system.
Yes.
And so when we came in, the guardian was like, well, I don't know if this is right for Ronnie. He's not been on his own. So, and it was scary. We took our time trying to find a place that he could afford and had to give the housing approval and all that stuff. According to Night Owl, there's a 20-minute response time that they have to be within. We make it so where it's about 10. I remember like that first week I got a call about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was Ronnie. And I said, hey, Ronnie, what's going on? I'm jumping up and I'm thinking something's going on. And he said, Mike, it's quiet in the house. And I said,
it was too quiet. What should I do? I walked out and said, what's going on here?
And what was funny, like it never occurred to me that Ronnie, that you weren't used to not having somebody in the home. And that was just, it was just odd. I kind of chuckled, but I worked him through it. And once he got used to there not being anybody in the home, I don't think he wants to go back to where.
I don't, man. Oh, man, please don't say about that, man. Please don't, man. I love it, I really do. Yeah.
So I've seen so much growth in him just in the past year that I've known him. Just having this and being able to prove not only to himself but to other people what he can accomplish on his own.
Again, working with him, to see him go from a point where he needed a lot of support to a point where he's almost at his dream. The part I focus on is the dream part, because to me that's where you really do the work at. How can we get to your hopes and dreams?
I reckon, man, dream kind of came true. It's really coming true. You feel it coming true and stuff. And man, it's a blessing.